So who is God? It's a big word, and it has 3 letters. Who is God? So all my life coming up before, when anyone would ask me that question, I always went to the Oxford Dictionary's description of God, which is here and there. But having a knowing is completely different. When you're speaking not from something else that somebody wrote in a text or something that somebody taught you that you have retained, when you have this knowing, it makes a huge difference when somebody says to you, who is God? And you can answer from the heart. So, before I go to that, what do you believe God to be? Because I used to say, I believe God is. And God is benevolent and this and that, and it's true. But I can say for sure, I know God is not separate from me. I think that was the biggest hiccup I had. I've always thought that I had to be looking externally or trying to search somewhere or trying to go somewhere or try to fit in a particular box to come to have a relationship, a divine relationship with God consciousness. But now I know, and this is from my experience, so I no longer need to say I believe God is this or that. I can now say I know, because when you have a personal experience and you have proof and there's something that you know beyond a reasonable doubt, I can say I am a part of God. God is a part of me, which means I don't ever need to seek outside anywhere to have a connection with God, because I'm always connected with God. There's never a separation between me and God. There's never anything dissecting us. There's never at any point in my life, no matter what I do, there is God standing somewhere else and saying, okay, I don't want to see you right now. There's no possibility of that, because within my breath, there's God. So I am always with God. God is always with me. God always speaks through me. I am a vessel of God. And this is something that in this world, I wish everybody could understand. That there's so many people who now feel so hurt, feel so separated, feel so depleted, feel so defeated also, because their idea is, I am not worthy enough to know this God. I am not worthy enough for me to speak and God hears my voice. I am not worthy enough for me to utter a word of prayer myself and God will hear it, because God is so far away from me and I have to go in this particular place and I have to speak to this particular person in order for God to hear me. Please, can you speak to God for me? Can you tell God that I would like to feel happy in my life? Can you tell God that I think I deserve better in my life? There's so many people seriously on this planet right now who feels this way, who feels so separated from God. And I think we need to change this construct now so people can understand you are also worthy. I'm no mightier than you, where God listens to my voice and he doesn't hear yours. It took me a while to figure this out. It took me a while to accept and allow God to flow through me in every waking breath. Because there was a time in my life years ago when as soon as something happened or something seemed or appeared as if it was going to happen, I used fear and I would go in a hissy fit, and I've to got my mother on the phone or my father or my sister. One out of these 3 better start praying for me right now, because I cannot take the next step until they pray for me, because I thought then my voice cannot be heard by God. And it was so fearful. It was me living in this fear, saying to myself, God can't hear me. And the minute you step out of these paradigms, you realize, oh my gosh, God is in my breath. God is everything, is everywhere, is benevolent, is never judging me, is never chastising me, is never hateful to me. And God loves me so much that he allows me to make these choices. And still, even though I make the wrong choice, according to my mind that tells me you shouldn't have done that, God is there saying, yeah, I really wanted her to go left, but although she went right, Let me leave a lesson here for her to learn and redirect her on the path I want her to go. If she would just hold on to faith, if she would just hold on to know that I am always with her. She's going to go through this. She's going to have to go up this mountain. Just have to go up this mountain. She's going to get tired a little bit. She's going to face some rocky roads because she ain't got no shoes on. But if she keep going up, she'll realize when she goes to the summit, she will see the valley of everything she needs, of abundance, of love, of everything that you could ever think of. And I think some of us who teach, who talk about God, we speak so much fear into God that people give up just before they go to the summit, just to look down to understand that all the abundance, everything, health, wealth, and happiness is there for them. And I think it's time we stop doing this. We stop preaching the fear in people to understand that, man, you are love. God is love, which means you're never separate. I think where we started to go wrong is where people who have the word to give started to say, you deserve to hear the word and you deserve to get this prophecy, but you don't because you can't afford, or you don't because you can't give me this, and you don't because you don't have enough, or you come from this culture, or you're this sexuality, and that mushmash brought into what you call religion so much confusion and so much hate and so much separation. Y'all need to stop it. So God is you. It's a representation of you. You are a vessel of God. Everyone who will see this video, and the ones who will frown, and the ones who will be ready to type and chastise everything that I say. I don't care what you say, because you're talking about something that you believe. From my perception, and from me hitting rock bottom, and from me having a near-death experience, I didn't die. Because when you die, you don't come back here. There was a reason why I only went halfway, and I got to have the experience that I had, and I came back with the knowing that I have. And so many other millions of people do, and they're afraid to talk about it. But today, I tell you, I don't care. There's no fear into me when it comes to this, when it comes to telling people God is within you. So for the person who tells you need to find him over there in that big church and over there in that big house and to speak only to that person, no go so. In every waking breath, there's God. You're never separate. Your spirit is untouched, cannot be tethered, cannot be polluted. You are a spirit in a body who's connected to God always. Speak your truth. Speak what you want to, just like you're speaking to me now, to God, and watch the miracles manifest in your life. And let go of the fear. You're only here to learn, and you always have support. You have spiritual support bigger than any army in any country. And you are magnificent, and you are beautiful, and you are a vessel of God. The person who decided to help somebody this morning, you are a vessel of God. The person who decided to smile at somebody this morning just because. The person who looked at somebody and said, girl, you're beautiful, just because. The person had looked at themselves in the mirror and say, I love you, just because. That's you being a vessel of God. So how can you be separate? Know this. Food for thought. My thought. Bye-bye.